Over the 27 years that I've been focused, now approaching 28 years that I've been focused on the treatment of breast cancer, I have absolutely lost track of the number of people who have asked me, did the stress in my life cause this? Anecdotally, we all go through stress, but very often in the history of women developing breast cancer, they tell us about tragic events or very stressful events that have happened in their lives. The death of a parent, the death of a child, the death of a spouse, the loss of a job, a divorce, a bankruptcy, the loss of their home. The list goes on and on and on. I've kept my eye on this literature. I won't sit here and pretend to you that I'm an expert on this, but I've looked at this literature a lot over the past decade or so. Study after study after study has come out, and no direct cause and effect relationship that I am aware of has ever been scientifically documented in the literature. Now, what does stress do to our body? It does bad things to our body. It increases our cortisol levels, our stress hormone levels, probably increases inflammation in our body. Other factors increase inflammation in our body. There's a focus that inflammation, chronic inflammation, may indeed be a triggering mechanism for cancers. All cancers, as a matter of fact. Again, a lot of work is being done on this. Now let's back up for a second. What is cancer? Cancer is the lack of normal cell death. Cells go through cycles of the birth of new cells, a normal growth phase, and then normal cell death. And so it's a loss of cell death. The loss of medical term is apoptosis. And then there are various gene abnormalities that get involved with this, various triggering processes, various complex pathways that go on. And so can stress impact these pathways? You bet they can. But the exact mechanisms are yet to be determined. There is wonderful research going on in looking at cancer as it develops as almost a separate organ system within the body, so that things like diet, stress, exercise, etc., can have both good and bad effects on this new sort of organ system within our body. But the original question is, does stress per se cause cancer? I'm waiting to see the proof. Can the reduction of stress help me in my surviving of cancer? And I think this is all part of a heart healthy approach that I've talked about repeatedly here. And so things like yoga, things like meditation, things like heart healthy diets, things like diets that have less inflammation associated with them, the positive effects of exercise, all of those things are very, very helpful in surviving any kind of cancer. And if you do them consistently and regularly, should lower your stress levels and be helpful. Hi, I'm Dr. Jay Harness, and I want to share with you important information that I believe that every newly diagnosed patient with breast cancer needs to know.
I'm a breast cancer survivor.
I am a breast cancer survivor.
I am a breast cancer survivor.
And I want every woman to know
about personalized breast cancer treatment
and the genomic test.
A test that helps guide a woman and her doctor
to the best treatment options for her.
Pass it on.